Okay, welcome. This is going to be a series of videos where I'm going to be answering some questions. Okay, I'm very excited. Very excited to share this. And yeah, let's go. Let's do a question. The question. Favorite book of all time. That's a tough. Well, I do have one in mind. It's just like when I watch a movie or when I read a book or when I listen to a song, right? There's like a specific, like, say for example, if I listen to a song and I'm like, wow, this is so good that this has to be one of my favorites, right? Or it has to be my favorite. And that moment I decide it's gonna be my favorite, right? And and I label it as my favorite. So what I have done with I have two books that I've labeled my favorites, but there's more. Okay, there's more. Of course, there's more. But those two books are one, The Alchemist. I read it when I was like, I read it like 4 years ago, about 3 years ago, about 3 4 years ago. The Alchemist for sure by Paulo Coelho. Everyone knows the book. It's amazing. Another one is Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Fascinating book. Fascinating book. It talks about just basically Napoleon Hill. Napoleon Hill. What Napoleon did was he he interviewed. He watched over 50 of the most successful men and women, mostly men. I think majority, or probably all of them are men. But he watched over them, observed them, interviewed them, hang around with them to learn how they, what they do every single day, and like their habits, the way they think, the way they act, and he simply wrote down the key things that they did, like what actually the formula for success, right? 50 of the success, for example, Andrew Carnegie, J.P. Morgan, Theodore Roosevelt. There's so many, like Thomas A. Edison, all these people, like Henry Ford, like like those names, it's insane. And then yeah, The Alchemist is just. I think The Alchemist made a shift in my life. Just before I read The Alchemist, just after, well, so I finished reading The Alchemist, I was so in touch by it that I think it made me like as a like it changed my like kind of like changed it. It made me like like go and do things that I really want. Like for example, uh, like after I read the book, I went to Hong Kong, from the UK, and then I was like just free spirit. Like I was just going everywhere. Like every single day, I'm out in the morning, up, out, like anywhere. Like I have this thing in my mind I want to see. I'll go there and visit. Like it was crazy. I was just like 16 or something, and yeah, The Alchemist. And there's more. Like I have other books as well, which I really, The Sapiens, Brief History of Humankind. That's insane. I like that one as well. It's wow. It's just wow. Every day I was looking forward to read the book. Like I would like like I'd be excited just to read the book. It's insane. It's very interesting. Um, Another one, and there's a few books like for example the How to Win Friends and Influence People. That book really did something in my mindset that I think it has worked. The principles in the book that's been laid out, I strongly believe I use it every single day. Like it's just yeah, a very very useful piece of information in that book. How to Win Friends and Influence People. The name of the book isn't as like exactly what it is, but it's something, man. It's something. You gotta check it out. How to Win Friends, and it's but of course gotta be one of my favorites if it's changed, the way I do things every day. But yeah, definitely for sure. And mind blowing book is The Magic of Believing. Magic of Believing. It's very similar to Think and Grow Rich. Magic of Believing is like kind of like shorter. I believe it's a lot shorter. Actually, I had the book, but what happened was one of my friends is like, he should suggest me some book. I was like, here, I have this book, you can borrow it. And then I forgot to ask for it back. I was like, you can have it. Yeah, Magic of Believing as a that's a book right there. So all the books I mentioned are my favorites, but like a different kind of level, mind blowing level, interesting level, life changing level, entertaining level, that kind of stuff. So yeah, As a Man Thinketh, As a Man Thinketh. Yep, that's another one. That's another one. Is one of those ones. And by the way, my first ever book purchase, I'll tell you, my first ever book purchase was an ebook. I'm serious. Like my first ever, and then it was kind of like it was an accident. It was, but I wanted the book as well, but I wasn't willing to spend like it was like how many? It was like £7-8 sterling. This was when I was like 13 or 14. Yeah, when I just had my like my bank card, and what happened was there's like on Android there was this app where you can you purchase a game, right? It was working for applications and games. So purchase a game and you save it on your SD card. You copy it. Yeah, you copy it on your SD card and you uninstall the version you downloaded, right? And then you have your refund. So if you like refund within this, so a refund, and then you still have your app, and you still got your money back as well. And I tried doing this with the book. Peace is Every Step. That's my first ever book I purchased. Peace is Every Step, by a Vietnamese writer. So damn, Thich Nhat, something like. Sorry, I put the name up here, okay. But the author, something like that. Peace is Every Step is also, yeah, so a very influencing book. Influenced me a lot. Yeah. That was my first ever book, ebook. I was trying to, like, I was trying to refund, but I could not. Like, it didn't work. So I stopped doing that stuff. From there, yeah. So The Alchemist really started off my book reading and stuff, and then Think and Grow Rich came. Before the books, like physical books, I was like listening to a lot of like audio tapes, audio recordings and stuff, and like later on as I like grew interest, I got myself like books and stuff, and yeah, it's really it.